Hi, and welcome to the e-commerce MVP videocast. This is the mini-series, The Complete Guide to Sourcing Products from the popular e-commerce site Alibaba. I've created these videos to give you a very deep understanding of how Alibaba works and how anyone in the world can source products directly from the manufacturer in countries like China. Now, I've broken these videos into several parts. In part 1, I'll go over the fundamentals of Alibaba. In part 2, I'll show you how to find products and suppliers. In part 3, I'll explain what private labeling is and how you can use it to grow your brand and build your product line. In part 4, I'll show you how to place an order and how to negotiate with suppliers. I'll also show you how to pay for your products safely and securely. And lastly, in part 6, I'll show you how to troubleshoot when you have issues with quality control. So with that said, let's dive into the first topic, which is the fundamentals of Alibaba. So what exactly is Alibaba? Simply put, Alibaba is the world's largest B2B e-commerce website that connects buyers and sellers. The process works something like this. You have a company that's located somewhere in the world that produces a product. They will list these products on Alibaba.com. You have a buyer who's located somewhere else in the world that will buy these products in bulk and will sell them through channels like eBay, Amazon, or even through their own website to regular customers like you and me. Now this person, it could be me, it could be you, or it could be Walmart. As far as Alibaba is concerned, the only thing Alibaba wants to do is facilitate a transaction between the buyer and the original supplier of the product. What you do with the product afterwards is none of Alibaba's business. Again, it's just to connect these two parties. A few other things you should know about sourcing products from Alibaba. As I already mentioned, Alibaba is not for single unit purchases. You are buying products in bulk. Alibaba is used primarily to source products from China and other countries in Asia. You can find suppliers and manufacturers that are located in the United States, Canada, and Europe. But for the most part, if you're using Alibaba, it's because you want to source products from countries like China. Also, another really important point is that Amazon or Alibaba is not Amazon. And what I mean by that is when you buy a product from Amazon, it comes with the Amazon backing, even if it's someone else that's selling the product through Amazon. If you are not satisfied with the product, if it's the wrong color or if it's defective, you simply contact Amazon and they will give you a refund or they will send you a replacement product. That's not necessarily the case with Alibaba. They will work with you to resolve issues, but for the most part, you have to know that you can't really sue anyone in China. You can't take people to court, and when you order products in bulk, some of them are going to be defective. That's just the nature of manufacturing. Alibaba will work with you to correct the issue, but for the most part, you are basically buying products at your own risk. All right, let's look at why people use Alibaba, or what are the objectives. Now, I like to categorize people who use Alibaba into 3 categories. The first one is someone who is just looking to buy and sell a product. The process is very straightforward. You import products and you sell them on your own website, or you sell them on eBay, Amazon, or you might sell them to another business. It's fairly easy to do. You just import a product and you sell it. You're not making any changes, nor are you making any modifications. Obviously, the earning potential for this type of transaction will be low because there are no barriers to entry, and a lot of people are doing this. The capital investment is low. You don't have to buy large quantities of products, and therefore the risk is low as well. The second category of people that use Alibaba are those who are looking to create a private label. Private labeling is taking an existing product and applying your own label or your own brand to that product. Let's say you are interested in selling cell phone cases. Now you have a few options. The first one is you find a supplier in China or another country and you simply import that product and sell it as it is. The second option is you create your own private label. How do you do that? You simply tell the manufacturer or supplier to put your logo on the back and add your brand. That is a private label. Private labeling is a great way to start your own business, and it's what I use Alibaba for the most. You find a popular product and stick your label on it and sell it as your own. You can do this with just about any product. A blender, cell phone cases, sporting goods, just about anything can be private labeled. it's fairly easy to implement. It's a little bit more work than just buying and selling products. You'll have to invest a little bit more money because you are going to be ordering products in larger quantities. Therefore, there's going to be a little bit more risk as well, but the earning potential is a lot higher than just retail arbitrage, which is buying and selling. Now, I'm going to provide a lot more information on private labeling in part 3. For now, let's move on to the last category, which is for people who are looking to create a unique product. Now, a unique product could be something that you invent from scratch, or it could be taking an existing product and modifying it or tweaking it to make it somewhat unique. The level of difficulty is going to be a lot higher with this type of product because you have to work very closely with your supplier and you have to have some creativity or technical ability to let the supplier know what it is that you're looking for. You might have to produce some drawings or some engineering documentation, but it can be done with just about any product. The earning potential is going to be a lot higher, but so too is the capital investment and risk. You have to remember, if you are going to engineer or re-engineer a product, there's a lot of costs for the supplier. They might have to get new tooling. They'll have to invest in some engineering. And so they're not going to want to sell in low quantities. They want high volume purchases only. So it'll be difficult to say to your supplier, I'm only looking for 50 or 100 units. They're going to want to sell you 1,000 or 2,000 units at a time because that's how they're going to make money. Otherwise, it's not worth it for them. But if you have the right product, something that is going to be in demand, then it might be worth taking the risk and investing a significant amount of money. I wouldn't recommend starting with this on Alibaba. I would recommend starting with private labeling because that's where you'll learn how to negotiate. That's when you'll learn the ins and outs of how Alibaba works and how manufacturers and supplies work overseas. So with that said, I'll wrap up part 1 here. I just wanted to give you an introduction and explain what Alibaba is and what you can do with it. In part 2, I'll actually get into the process of finding a product and contacting suppliers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.